This is Emma. Emma is a bachelor student at the University of St. Gallen. In her free time, she enjoys working on art projects. Today, she wants to go to Anna's stationery shop to buy her favorite blue pen that she loves to draw with. The owner, Anna, however, has to disappoint her, as she does not have the pen available. Emma doesn't understand how this is possible. But Anna tells her that she doesn't receive the pens directly from the manufacturer InkStation, but from the wholesaler Print and Paint, because they can negotiate better conditions. As Emma has a lot of knowledge about operations management from her lectures at uni, she immediately sees the problem of stockout in the supply chains. She knows that stockout is one of the occurring symptoms of the bullwhip effect. She offers to help Anna and tells her that the bullwhip effect is the phenomenon of demand fluctuation in supply chains with several actors. But how does this happen? To see this, Emma shows her the individual demands of the actors in the chain. As soon as the owner Anna notices that the blue InkStation pen is no longer in stock, she places a larger order of pens than usual. The wholesaler, Print and Paint, however, didn't expect such a large order and also places a bigger one with the manufacturer InkStation. The manufacturer InkStation also didn't expect a larger order and places an even larger order with their supplier, Smith & Co. This leads to three main problems. One big problem is stockout, which is the result of an unanticipated increase in demand, like we see with the blue pen from Anna's stationery shop. This leads to the company not being able to meet demand and thus creating customer dissatisfaction. On the other hand, a small decrease in demand can lead to periods of overstock. Both stockout and overstock are associated with high costs. Secondly, a fluctuating supply chain of a product also increases the cycle time, which is the total time from the beginning to the end of the production process, as defined by the company and their customer. This time itself fluctuates and increases with the growing bullwhip effect and leads to high capital commitment for all involved. Thirdly, the high differences in demand lead to inefficient utilization of the machines and therefore to high costs. Anna is amazed by Emma's knowledge and asks her to help find remedies for her problem. Emma gets straight to work and tells Anna that there are three main impact factors of the bullwhip effect: forecasting, optimal order quantity, and price fluctuation. So let's have a look at Emma's Excel sheet now. When looking at Anna's stationery shop, Emma sees the impact of forecasting as well as the impact of optimal order quantity are the greatest influences and sets to find remedies. The impact of price fluctuation seems to be very small, as none of the supply chain actors use discounts very often. If they had been, she would have tried to flatten out the demand curve by decoupling the order from the delivery. First off, Emma looks at the actual demand of Anna's stationery shop. She sees that in week 7 there is a demand increase of 100 orders. Thus, she calculates the variance for each week by dividing the sum of the previous 4 squared errors by 3. The bullwhip effect is then calculated by dividing the variance of Print and Paint through the variance of the stationery shop. This is repeated for the other actors in the supply chain. Looking at the bullwhip effect, Emma notices that the fluctuations are increasing upstream the supply chain. Emma knows that the impact of forecasting on the bullwhip is great because the forecasting influences the order quantity via the target inventory. Emma sees the big stockouts occurring in week 8, 9, and 10, and realizes that she must have visited the store in one of those weeks. As she experienced herself, stockout is a big problem of Anna, and she sets to find a solution. First off, she wants to reduce the lead times. This is important because then the target inventory is directly dependent on the lead time. For the calculations, Emma uses the formulas she learned in her lectures. The lead time is reduced through optimizing Anna's internal processes, such as automating, and having the suppliers nearby. Therefore, she convinces Print and Paint, her wholesaler, to open an office in St. Gallen by telling them they have great Ulmer Bratwürste here. With her great convincing skills, she manages to reduce the lead time from 2 weeks to 1 week, which is very impressive. To efficiently look at different possible scenarios, Emma uses parameters which are linked to the calculations seen here. When changing the lead time from 2 weeks to 1 week, she sees how the bullwhip effect of the stationery store to Smith & Co. has decreased by 2/3. Here, we can see graphically how the bullwhip effect reduces as the order peak isn't that high. Next off, she improves the forecasting quality in order to further lower the bullwhip effect. Anna is currently using the forecasting method of a moving average with 4 weeks. As Anna normally has constant demand, Emma suggests using constant demand in the forecast. By changing the parameter to 0, every forecast is changed to 200. Now she sees again how the bullwhip effect has decreased significantly by factor 4. In the figure, it can be observed that the surge in demand is still strong, but not as high as before. Further, it is depicted how the demand increase grows with every step in the value chain. Lastly, Emma further knows from her operations lectures that the higher the order quantity, the higher the fluctuation. What Anna is doing quite well is the high order frequency. She sees that if she were to reduce the frequency of Anna's orders by only placing orders every 2 weeks instead of every week, the bullwhip effect would increase immensely, seen by looking at these numbers. Depending on where they are in the value chain, the bullwhip effect is increasing by up to 20 times. Graphically, we can see that the demand goes up and down instead of steady demand, with 2 exceptions for every player. Anna is impressed by Emma's knowledge and asks for even more advice. Emma tells her that she will come back to tell her about the CPFR and VMI. However, now she has to go to the library and study because the exams are approaching.